Okay, so if you're watching this, that means that you just watched the other one where you completed the notes. So I'm just going to do some more practice with this to see how you did. So it says, use a distributive property and mental math to find 8 times 53. So you're going to, if you remember correctly, you're going to break up that 53 and the single digit number goes on the outside. So 8 times 53 is the same as 8 times 50 plus 3. Again, you break it down by place value. Hopefully you remember the next step. You would multiply that outside number by everything on the inside. So 8 times 50 and then 8 times 3. So on your textbook, they're writing it with parentheses, but it still means the same thing. This is 8 times 50 and 8 times 3. Do out your multiplication. You get 400 plus 24, and you can add those together because they're constants. So your answer is 424. Try one more to make sure you get it. 6 times 82. So you're going to do 6 times, I'm going to try this new thing here and see how it works, but bear with me on the writing. So you're going to do 6 parentheses, so the single digit goes on the outside. 82 would be 80 plus 2. This writing's kind of horrible, so bear with me. And then you want to multiply that outside number by everything on the inside. So 6 times 80 and 6 times 2. I'm just going to write down the answer. So 6 times 80 is 480, just 48 with a 0 at the end. 6 times 2 is 12. Bring down the plus sign, and then add them together. And you can add them because they're both just single digit number. I mean numbers by themselves, so constants. So 492. Okay, so that would be your that would be how you would do this one. So I'm going to put one up for you to try. So I'm going to have you try these 3 on the back of your notes. So you want to pause the video and try these. Remember, your single digit number goes on the outside. You're breaking up the double digit number by place value. You're multiplying the outside number by everything on the inside, and then you're adding the 2 answers together. So pause it and try those, and then we're going to go over them for tomorrow. So now we're going to be doing pretty much the same exact thing, only they have, some of them have coefficients next to the variables, some of them have letters. So we're doing it basically with algebraic expressions now. Same exact thing though. So we did this in the notes as well. So 4n plus 5 means you're multiplying by 4 by n plus 5. So you're just going to multiply that outside number by everything on the inside. So 4 times n and 4 times 5. 4 times n is just 4 times n. 4 times 5 is 20. Bring down the plus sign. You can't actually go any further than that because you cannot add a coefficient with a constant, so that is your final answer. For the second example, still multiplying that outside number by everything on the inside. So 12 times 2y, and then 12 times 3. 12 times 2y is actually going to be 24y, and then 12 times 3 is 36. And this time there's a subtraction between them, so you just put a subtraction between them. Again, that's your final answer. You can't subtract your whole numbers because one's a coefficient and one's a constant. And this last one, like the one I did on the notes, a couple of ways to do this. You can either add the 6 and the 2 together and make it x plus 8 on the inside, or you could do each one individually. So they're doing it individually. So 9 times 6, 9 times x, 9 times 2. So that is 54 plus 9x plus 18. These 2 numbers are constants. They're all by themselves, so you are allowed to add those. So you would get 9x plus 72 for your final answer. So now I'm going to give a couple for you to try. So I want you to pause, try these 3, and then we'll go over these tomorrow. So pause and see how you did on those ones. Now we're going to apply it with a word problem. So you're going to do, let's do this one together and then I'll give you one to try. So it says Jose is X years old. His brother Felipe is 2 years older than Jose. Their Aunt Maria is 3 times as old as Felipe. Write and simplify an expression that represents Maria's age in years. This is easier if you actually write every person's name down and all the individual information about them. So Jose is X years old, so his expression is X. Felipe is 2 years older than him, so that means you're adding 2 to his age, so x plus 2. Maria is 3 times as old as Felipe. So if this is Felipe's age and she's 3 times that amount, you're going to do 3 times x plus 2. Then we want to simplify it, multiply that outside number by everything on the inside. So you would get 3x plus 6. You can't add again. You can't add the 3 and the 6 because one's a coefficient and one's a constant. So now I'm going to give you one a try. So see if you can figure out this one. So pause the video, do it kind of the same exact way, write every person's name down, all the information, and see if you could figure it out and simplify the last one using the distributive property. So pause and try that one. Last thing is simplifying expressions that have the same variable more than once. So for this problem here, you can add coefficients if they have the same letter attached to them. So 3x plus 2x is going to become 5x. They're going to move it around showing you the commutative property. And then you're going to have 9 minus 5, which you can do because they're constants. So your final answer for this is going to be 5x because you're adding the 2 coefficients with the same variable. You can only do it if they have the same variable. And then 9 minus 5 is 4, and then there was a plus sign between them. This one, y plus y plus y, they all have a coefficient of 1, if you remember. So if there's a letter with no coefficient, it's 1. So that would be 3y. Because you're adding y plus y plus y, you have 3y's. This last one's a little bit tricky. You have this distributive property built into it. So you need to do the distributive property first. So 2 times z and 2 times 5y. So they're showing you that that 2 times z is 2z, 2 times 5y is 10y. The minus sign goes between them. Then they're just bringing the 7z in front of it. Now you have these 2 coefficients that you can add because they have the same variable. So you're going to get 9z minus 10y. That one was a little bit trickier, so we might go over that again tomorrow. So see if you could try these 2. Pause the video, give them a shot. They're a little bit trickier, and then we'll go over tomorrow and see how you did.